Let's move over to the last part of our conversation. Now, these are some of the questions that our Sports Mvt online community sent through to us that they would love to ask you personally as well. I'd like to start off with this question that comes through from Dineo, and she simply talks about, where does your passion for community outreach come from?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. I think, for me, having interacted with so many individuals, who have come from nothing and gone on to be such great role models, ambassadors, and just an inspiration to all. It shows you just how much there is that's untapped. I think South Africa has so much potential. We have so much hidden talent, and obviously, our past and our current situations now, a lot of it will go unnoticed. And I feel, with community outreach, going out there and working on programs that allow us to unearth talent, really sort of hits a sweet spot for me, because I know just what a life-changing experience, like a 𝗙ecie had, like a Lungingidi, you sort of have walked a little bit of their journeys, and you realize, sure, imagine how many others we can find. Imagine how that's going to change the future. And for me, yeah, the future, what are we going to, how does that future look like? We need to make sure we nurture it and give those young talents as many opportunities as possible. So that's probably where it stems from.
Beautiful. This question comes through from Michael, and he talks about the 2022 Commonwealth Games that will be hosted in Birmingham later this year. And he talks about tips. What tips would you give athletes when it comes to handling media attention?
Sure. That's difficult. I mean, the one probably obvious scenario would be like a 𝗀cie𝗰𝗶 situation. I mean, I don't know what the status is now, or she's going or she's not, but obviously for her and someone like her, the media will always try to look for the negative. And then you're going to a UK tabloid environment. And for me, the most important thing is to try and shut out the negative as possible. You can't avoid doing media. I don't think there's anything that you can do, because it's part of the job. But certainly when you are interacting with the media, do not get trapped into the negative. Always try to pull the conversation to the positive. Always speak to your strengths. Always speak to your achievements. And if it's a team sport, bring the team in. That always helps in deflecting the negativity that could come, if there are any issues that do arise when you're within your personal space or in your team space, or a federation space. That would be my little 2 cents.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's move on to this question, quite an important question that comes through from Leslie. Now, she talks about, it has been reported that you're the first Black woman to be appointed as the media manager for the Proteas men's team, and the longest serving woman as the cricket media manager in the world. How does this make you feel?
Okay, I don't know how true those records are, but we'll just take it on face value. It gives me goosebumps, Aaron. It gives me goosebumps. That's how it makes me feel, because when you're in the job, when you're doing the job, day in, day out, you're in, you're out. You don't you're not doing it to try to get all these accolades or this recognition. You're doing it because you love it. You're doing it because you love the sport, the team, the country, the federation. It comes from a place of passion. So for me to hear that, my passion has come along with all those achievements, it's really humbling. Yeah, like I said, maybe when I'm 80, I'll think back and look and really take it all in. But for now, it's humbling. That's probably the word.
Beautiful. Let's tackle this last question. This last question comes through from Nikki, and she simply says, what are your words of encouragement and motivation for a young lady that might be interested in a career in the sport media industry?
Sure. I wouldn't say I have a word, right? But I really feel that it's so difficult to be given a chance when, there's still a very, very, very big hierarchy of men being the decision makers. And, getting that foot in, but you need to be passionate, you need to be intentional, you need to be consistent. And by passionate, I mean you must read up and know your knowledge. And knowledge is power. It really is. Nobody can take your knowledge away. Watch as much as you can, read as much as you can. Being intentional means consistency. If you want to be in broadcast, if you want to be in print, write where you can. Practice being on camera where you can every single day. Just keep doing it. And what was my one? Now I forgot. I said to be passionate, be intentional.
No problem.
Yeah, so I think if you have those two, the door will eventually open. I firmly believe that wholeheartedly. If you're consistent and you're passionate and you know the industry that you're trying to break into, I do not believe there is no door that won't open for you. So those would probably be my two pearls of wisdom for anybody looking to.
Hello. Hello.
Oh no, what happened?
No. I just lost you for 2 seconds there. Hello, are you back?
I'm here. You also left.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm back. Hello. Okay. No, like I'm literally sitting here in my head. I'm like, okay, I'm just quickly going to wrap this up, and then it just paused. It just froze. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think let's quickly give it a pause. We'll just edit that part out, and then I'll just do this intro.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much for those words of inspiration and encouragement. Lerato Malekutu, I'd simply like to thank you so much for joining us on the Sports Mvt Insider. Thank you for the amazing work that you've done in the sports PR industry, and thank you for the work that you'll continue to do for us as we look ahead to the future. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you for the platform and for allowing me to share my journey and to tell my story too. Again, it's always, it makes me feel a little bit warm and fuzzy inside, thinking back, because I don't actually often sit and think back and, look at the journey. So I really appreciate that.
It's been incredible and it's been so inspiring. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you and take care.
Absolutely beautiful.
You're locked on to the Sport Mvt Insider, a podcast for unrelenting coverage of women in sport. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I absolutely loved diving deeper into the journeys of our athletes, coaches, and administrators to get to know them a little bit better than we do. Coming up next week, we bring you another athlete, coach, or administrator, and she shares her incredible and inspiring journey with us. Keep it locked onto Sport Mvt, where we celebrate women in sport.